Kid 2306, and we back like cook rat on the PS5 now. I've had a PS5 for a week now. Got 2K20 transferred over to PS5 so I can do what I do and finish this season 6. You know what I mean? Get that situation done. And then, of course, get 2K22. And bring back Prodigy starts. Maybe a little bit taller, maybe a little bit bigger. Still be a point guard, still be a slasher. You know what I mean? But, depending on how the my player builder is on 22, NBA 22, we may you may see some changes with Prodigy as far as his build, his physical build. Just came off of beating Orlando, which I'm playing. We played Orlando at Orlando. Had a triple-double, 106 points, 14 assists, 12 steals. That was broke the record for steals in the game. And one turnover. So that was dope.
Well, I think it starts first with mindset, Kevin.
So they're coming back. They probably, Orlando probably mad salty right now, but it is what it is. You already know. You already know what we coming with. We coming with that heat. We are the Miami Heat. I don't know now. I gotta start narrowing down teams since we're 2 weeks into. Since we're 2 weeks away. Cause I probably got about 8, 10 teams to think that I was thinking about possibly going to. I try to go to a team where I don't necessarily have to have a they don't necessarily have a point guard that's an actual star or something, star, superstar or something like that. Like with Dragic, it was like Dragic's getting older, contracts coming up. He's not really a superstar. He's not a star. So you could kind of implement yourself into the lineup. So that's why I went to the Heat. And plus, I like Jimmy Butler. So you'll see that a lot of that trying to play with Jimmy Butler over the years if you watch my videos from 2K18. Yeah, 2K18, Jimmy Butler was on. I eventually got Jimmy Butler on my team. And 2K19, 2K20, 2K17 I did. I don't think so at least. I don't remember. No, I probably did because I played for the Bulls at one point. So I probably did play Jimmy at that point. I forgot I played with the Bulls. So yeah, 2K17 too. Get to the line.
Those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
And one look at the box score will
I'm the all-time leading scorer now. I passed LeBron. LeBron got the all-time leading before he all-time leading scorer before he retired almost 2 seasons ago now. So I taken that from him. I already had the field goals, but of course field goals made. Of course that ain't nothing, like, because high volume shooter. So that was easy to pass Kareem in that situation because I shoot too much.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
The Magic shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
Excuse me.
All free throws good from Warren.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
I think that gives me 6 triple doubles for my whole career
Starts
though.
against Walker. Oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call.
Honestly, if 2K, like what they did in 2K21, where they kind of made you a little bit more of, they try to spread out what kind of player you were. I mean, obviously I didn't get to play it, but I watched a lot of videos as far as that goes because I didn't have a PS5, so I refused to get 2K21 current gen. Even though if you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you found out that people were going back to current gen because next gen was crap for 2K21, so whatever. But I wanted a PS5, so I was like, well, I'm not spending no extra money on the game if I can't get the console I want. But yeah, they made the players where where the point guards can be taller and still be able to do certain things that they should be able to do. And that's always been my argument, you know, since I started doing YouTube and Twitch and all this other stuff, just streaming in general. And that's always been my argument. I was like, dude, you're playing against guys that don't have, you know, they don't have those hiccups or restrictions that you are putting on our players. Like you can't make up these guys. You can't make up a Greek Freak. You can't make up an Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? Like so allow us to have that versatility around my God. Because if Prodigy would not be 6'3". If I have to suffer, what I learned from 17 is if I have to sacrifice speed, because you have to, even if you don't play park as much as because I don't play park like that, but you still have to be, you still need to build your player so he can at least be serviceable in park. And one of the things I need for this build at least is speed because he's a slasher. So I stopped making my guys 6'7". Like if you look at 2K17 videos I have, he was 6'7". You look at well, you can't look at the stuff before that because I didn't record before that. But when I was playing on PlayStation 3 and using my actual name and creating players, my guy was 6'7". On 2K13, you know, because you want to make a versatile player. I mean, like I always say this, I came up with that idea because, I mean, I did it like on 2K13 and it made me want to continue to do it because what happened is when I'm on the bench, Tayshaun Prince gets injured on Detroit. I'm 6'7". Tayshaun Prince plays a 3 as a defensive role, you know, starter, stuff like that. Who are they going to replace? Well, they got to put somebody in there, so they put the rookie in there. So when Tayshaun comes back, I didn't build enough games to actually put myself in the starting lineup, but we already have a point guard. So I played a 2. Then we won a championship, and I get rid of the point guard. So I played a 1. And even in substitution sometimes, they would later on, you know, end of the games, they might put me at the 4. So you put in, which that's an undersized situation, but the versatility was the point in that situation. So that's really what we would be looking for. The reason why these guys that I watch, you know, you got Stack Montana, the reason why he wants to play the wing because he wants to be able to do multiple things. He don't want to necessarily have to bring up the ball every time. He wants to do some off-ball shooting, but he also wants to be able to bring the ball, you know, control and run the. You got to be able to run the floor at some point. LeBron does it. Carmelo does it. You know, different players do it. Blake Griffin even does it sometimes. You know, KD does it. Like, not as frequent. Like, obviously Blake doesn't do it as frequently as LeBron or somebody. But I'm just saying, I'm showing the different type of players that have the ability to bring up the ball to a certain extent. So I mean, like, and that's what we'd be looking for in that situation. That's why I'm like, I don't know if like I said, if I got to sacrifice speed, then Prodigy ain't gonna come back to being 6'7". I mean, in the past, Prodigy's only 2K19 and 2K20 anyways. But I mean, and it will be 2K22 also. But we don't know if he's gonna be 6'7" until I get out there and get my hands on the game September the 10th. So I mean, once we figure that out, because I'm not sacrificing speed for that. I know you can get badges and stuff like that to boost you a little bit and stuff like that, but the speed that I have on here is ridiculous.
When you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon
And plus, everybody in the league is
themselves to
6'3" anyway, so it's not like I will be taken away for anything like that. And 2K claims that they're gonna reward you for doing the right thing, but when you move players or you don't allow a player to get the steal when they clearly were in position to get the steal, I kind of highly doubt that you're gonna reward us for good defense and stuff like that. Because when you're playing against the computer, they get somewhat of an advantage. Like, look at the scoreboard. Obviously, they're not getting that much of an advantage because of dominating. But we're talking about the gameplay part of it, where you're like, where they're getting away with certain things. Like, you'll get in foul trouble before you get in what you call it, or you'll elevate. Like that time I actually elevated and got blocked. So kudos to 2K for actually doing something that actually made sense in that situation. Sometimes you could feel yourself elevated and you go do a layup and get blocked, and you're like, no, I was trying to dunk. Like, I don't mind getting blocked, but I mean, obviously we want to get blocked, but I'm saying, like, I don't mind getting blocked if you do the appropriate move that I wanted to done at that situation, or if I can get an and one like that.
The Heat have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. A different look for Miami.
But yeah, they gotta. Hopefully I'm able to make my guard bigger. I like having a bigger guard, anyways. But I don't want to have to sacrifice speed for either. At the same time. And I want to be able to dominate. We're really just talking about for my career. For the part, yeah, I still want the speed, but I don't necessarily have to. I can play with different. That's what different builds are for. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I'm probably gonna have one build, you know, for the first week, but you know, after a while, you'll build up some VC or purchase some VC or whatever the case may be in that situation and get you another build.
That's how you succeed in this league.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, Black Hole in that last game against the Magic had a huge game. He had an impressive game.
The disrespect. The disrespect.
With a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
And that's something I don't understand. You could tell, I bet your developers will say, "Oh, it's positioning because you reached and all this other stuff." I pressed square one time. I'm not spamming. Like, there's got to be a degree of difficulty in that situation for the computer in that situation. He shouldn't just be getting away with me fouling him like that. Yeah, I can put pressure on him on the perimeter. It's not like I'm hand checking him or something. That's not even in the. You can't even do that no more. Like, that's the 90s rule. So I mean, like, I can see if the game gave me the ability to illegally hand check, then I can see why that would. But most of us wouldn't even do that anyway.
The number of threes being taken. Effective field goal percentage is more important than raw field goal percentage because of threes.
Nailed from
And knowing 2K, there'll be some weird animation that even if you could do a illegal hand check, be some weird animation where it forces you, kind of like it forces you to lose the ball or it forces you to charge
Oh,
into
yeah,
somebody,
spinning. He looks like he's dizzy.
or just cause a charge without you even touching them. Done that before. Love when y'all pick the wrong animation for. It's clearly I was about to demolish them in that situation. You just had to pick the one where it gives them enough time to block it.
And just miss after miss right now.
That is
Clearly
some
had the
tough
upper hand.
defense there against one of the better finishers in
Come
our
on,
game.
man, move.
So the Heat, their last game, a win against the Magic, and the slam dunk.
Guess I need to start passing a little bit more because now they trying to make it seem like I can't score
Use the rim to
a
protect the ball.
bucket
I think.
under the
Outstanding
goal.
awareness and a terrific finish.
Walker the pass to Herter. Here's Warwick. Randall kicks to Walker. Over Starks.
That's off. There
Walker's
we go.
shot is
Rebound.
Scoring
Push the
efficiency
tempo.
has been low, and it's
Come on,
not
let's go.
helping them on the scoreboard.
Puts the D
That's what I wanted you to do,
You
Donovan.
have a point guard who can throw it down.
That's why I sucked my teeth real quick because I'm like, he ain't about to go. He ain't going hard.
Dynamic a weapon he is for this offense.
You can tell. I don't play my career since the beginning. You can tell when the computer's not going to do what you want them to do in that moment.
Porzingis doing a nice job
So darn near, you got to
staying in
pass it
position.
almost darn near late for them to do something. I'm like, nah, just go ahead. We trying to get buckets out here.
It's just deflating right now to a team trying to get back.
I'm not saying all my teammates got to slash and like you, but if you got it in there, if you got it in your arsenal, you might as well do it if we run into the break.
And guys, I know there
The reason why I got Donovan Mitchell is because so you can do both.
for this team. There's no doubt about
But see,
that.
2K don't let you make the shot. A wide open shot, man. They're like, you might as well in a video game, a wide open shot. And on the break, you might as well give it to him. Not necessarily if it's Greek or somebody. Like I don't even want Greek shooting that shot because I know he can't shoot it like that. But Donovan, he can shoot.
It's a 16-point game.
So if I see him on the corner, or I got Josh Hart on here too. He can kind of shoot. Or I got Devin Booker. I expect him to make that wide open shot.
Yeah, and you know those losses really hurt when you
Because you failed as a computer to get back on defense. Not because of me. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'll be all talking about with the line about blurring the line between. We don't necessarily want everything to be realistic in that situation. But what's realistic in the video game sense of that situation is he's wide open. The computer's not doing their job by playing defense. Let me take advantage of that situation.
Only 5 games left in the season. Let's quickly take a look at how the playoff field is going to stack up out east.
And I can't control Devin Booker unless I'm on Team Taker anyways. So let them go ahead and make that shot. Because you'll let them make some retarded shot after them playing some. After them getting some lucky way of getting away from you. You playing hard defense and they slip by you because the game allows it to happen like that. Not because you made a mistake or anything. Like, come on, bruh. Man, I stole the ball. It went right back to Kemba the last game, and he hit a green light. So you mean to tell me after you poked the ball loose, basically, because I didn't get the steal, obviously, if it went back to him, because it didn't change over hands. Wow. So we just gonna give the block to him, 2K. Okay. But yeah, I'm like, you get perfection out of that shot. I'm not saying he doesn't shoot it. Like, I may be off, not all the way on him at that point because I poked the ball loose. But you get a green light out of that? Like, that's tough. You get a green light out of that. First of all, should have got the steal. The steal should not automatically go back to the opposition. If I poke it the way I poked it loose too, like it's easy, like cookies, like everybody says in 2K. Like it was real. It was that kind of cookies. You know what I'm saying? Like just like stealing candy from a baby type of steal. You mean to tell me? You mean to tell me I don't get that one? It goes back to the opposition easy. This goes right back to him. Yeah, sometimes the ball. Don't give me that physics thing. Developers was probably say that BS too. Well, you know, physics. You know, we're trying to make the game. I'm like, no. If I poke the ball loose like that, that means my momentum is carrying forward for me to go get the ball in that moment. So at least give me the benefit of the doubt to fight for the ball. That's the problem I have with Madden. You'll throw on a one-on-one situation and on all Madden, and the defender will always find a way to be in position. The receiver will run right by it. So receivers don't fight for the ball, Madden. EA, you don't know how to do that. You could say, well, we put in a mechanism for you to press square and triangle and X to secure the catch and all that stuff. That's just like pulling the wool over our eyes, basically, or trying to pull the wool over our eyes. Because that don't even help. And those moments all the time. You just do what you want to do. If you want to, Madden's probably the one of the worst. If they want you to throw picks that day, that game, then you're gonna be throwing picks that game.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage.
Never in a one-on-one situation, or you shouldn't be just like the ball shouldn't just fly to the defender. On slants, like, bruh, everybody knows on slants, you hike the ball, you step back. It's not something that you wait a long time to throw. You have to set your feet, obviously, too. So when you do that, you got to make sure your quarterback is kind of steady when you throw it at, too. But I'm just saying, like, so his feet will be on line. But I'm saying, like, bruh, come on. You really go, it really just goes straight to the defender on those type of throws. It's like, bruh, stop. Come on, let's go. Let's make jump shots. That's what your teammates get. When you do that, that's what happens.
Save that one, boys. I'm gonna want to see that a few times.
Oh, me too, right? Jaws on the ground all over this building.
I wish 2K would do this though. The sleeves, I don't like the fact that I'm wearing black sleeves in this situation.
Outlaw kicks to Walker. And the 3 off target.
I would like to pick the color of my sleeves.
Their work on the board has been impressive.
Every game.
That's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
You look at the
It doesn't make sense to
and the way he rebounds, Greg, he might be the best in the league in that department.
Your accessories, you should be picking the colors of it. Your team colors, at least. Like Madden, see, I can set it up secondary. I can set one sleeve secondary. I can set the other's team color. So if I'm with the Eagles, one is green, one is black, or one is white, depending on what the jersey is, or away or home or whatever, or a throwback or whatever the case may be, whatever color scheme it is. It'll be based on the secondary and the primary color.
No good. And it's the Magic taking it the other way.
And I would rather, even though I don't really like pink, I would rather have representation of the actual jersey and not just have black on there. Like the socks are dope. The socks have black, pink, and just a little bit of black, but black, pink, and blue on there. See, they do it with the shoes. Like if I was wearing the regular Jordan 6s and not these gold 6s, they would represent that. And they have multiple different 6s that I can wear that would represent it. So you can get some that would have some black in them.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder.
Oh, I'm out here like Jay-Z, 444. 44 and 4.
Outlaw with it. His
Oh, come
scoring has been
on.
there on a regular basis. He's
Oh, I still
averaging
got
more
it.
than 14
Good.
points a game.
I deserve that one, 2K. Even though I'm not the one that stole it. I initiated it, and they never gave it to me. And then when I backed off a little bit, that's when they gave it to me.
As far as power forwards go, he has terrific.
So the computer essentially allowed them to lose the ball, let me recoup it.
And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that
Because I ain't steal that.
back right after this.
North Carolina Central's Brandon, I don't know his last name, dances his way through Alcorn State's coverage and turns the Jets for a 77-yard touchdown. That was 16 minutes ago. It's my dad's alma
And with
mater.
the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. The Heat leading by 19. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade All Fueled Up for the
Disrespect.
second half.
Now, that's the other thing I want. I want to be able to do
Porzingis is out there with Davis.
LeBron type dunks too. I want to be able to do. I want to have a like my dunking. I always say this too. My dunking is pretty versatile already, but I want to like when you give them us that many slots in the game, I might as well get Dominique, and I would like to have Vince Carter. They put too many restrictions on certain things, and it's all it is an animation. You're paying VC for it anyways.
Here's the pass to Warwick.
Like, no, I don't want Shaq's dunks. I don't like Howard's dunks.
2 free throws
I'm a
coming
guard.
up, and they call the shooting foul.
But at the same time, if I make a paint beast, then I want Dwight and Shaq's dunks. You know what I'm saying? I want the big guys dunk. But then give me some, sprinkle in some. You should be able to sprinkle in some other guys in there too, though. Maybe some wings. Maybe not no guards. Maybe you don't get no Zach LaVine dunk, but maybe get a wing. Maybe you get LeBron's dunk or something like that, or you can get I don't know if they have Sean Kemp, but that would be dope for a big. To have Sean Kemp dunks, because Sean Kemp was 6'10". Got busy in the paint like that, man. He had some crazy dunks. Back in the day, disrespect. That's all Prodigy knows is disrespectful stuff. Disrespectful things.
And not leaving anything to chance either. That's why he takes it right to the bucket.
Come on, let's go.
Walker the pass to Herter.
Not really the side I was on. Was trying to go on when I was trying to steal that.
Over Porzingis. And the shot by Warren, no good.
I would try to switch over to a player right when the takeover goes out.
Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. Wasted no time on that shot.
Dead in the water. You couldn't make that one, though. That wasn't even a 3 that time. You should have just stepped up a little bit more, or just drove it in. Who was gonna stop you downhill?
Yeah, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I don't care how close to the rim he is. That's a tough shot.
Pass to Herter.
I feel like I got slowed down on the jump on that one. Like, bro, come on,
The amount of
we done.
space Antetokounmpo covers is really breathtaking. You got to see it to believe.
Like, I understand guys are
He
bigger than you.
faces shots that you think he has no chance to get to.
For Miami, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
But this is Prodigy.
And both free throws
That's what
good
you
for
do.
Starks.
Oh, come on. This is what I'm talking about.
Last touch by Walker.
So I don't get a steal for that.
Averaging about 18 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds.
Who should have the upper hand in that situation? I understand when you lose the ball to react, but who should have the person who initiated the steal?
And he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has
And you have to take into account for how fast my player actually is. The lateral quickness is pretty fast for a guard. It's around 80 something. It's about 80. I think it's about 80. I think it's just at 80. But the speed and acceleration is 99. That's another thing I always gripe about is if I'm guarding Kemba Walker and he takes me to the rack and I'm still in front of him and I press triangle or I press the stick up, I should be able to block him, right? With a high vertical. Don't worry about what my interior defense is in that moment. We're talking about the size thing. obviously, if I switch over to Greek, I can't block Greek unless I catch him with the ball down low. Because I've done that with big men. If you time it right, you can catch them right when they're trying to bring up the ball. I've done that on the game. So kudos to 2K for doing that sometimes. Because that's realistic. I've done that in real life. But people, I'm sure I've done it to tall people in real life. Or caught them slipping, you know. Because I had hops back in the... yeah, I had hops when I was younger. I mean, I probably still have hops now. I don't play ball like that now.
We're still waiting for that first
But
miss
nothing crazy with it was like when I was in my 20s or I was a teenager. We'll say it that way. Because I did jump at work the other day to knock something off the truck. It was up high. I couldn't reach it. It was carpet. I couldn't reach it, so I jumped up and knocked it down so we can keep the truck rolling.
You know, what you really like about Antetokounmpo is he wants to keep getting better. I'd say he's accomplished that and then some.
And Walker kicks to Warren, passes to Herter.
So I still do have some hops.
It's good.
It's just that I don't know how that translates on the court because I haven't been on the court. This is the closest I've been on the court. It's 2K.
60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
The Magic have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. The pass to Warren. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Porzingis. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Heat.
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off
Come on. There you
They've been
go.
firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Basket by Starks.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Back to Herter. And the layup falls. Herter's got 11 points.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
I don't know what other builds I'm gonna bring in. Probably playmaker.
Last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
I think it's a playmaker, shot creator, something like that.
And so it's Walker with it who brings it up.
That's
for
one of my
Orlando.
build. That's my
Starks
build
with the
in
steal.
Detroit.
And
That was a solid build. That's a balanced build. This is overpowered and
great defensive
well, I'm
play.
supposed to be able to shoot mid-range, but
Well, turning
whatever.
defense to offense, we talk about it all
But
the time.
this is
Try
overpowered.
to hit your opponent at the other
You know,
end
obviously
before they
in
can
the
set up the defense.
you know, layups and dunks and speed and
What timing for
just
turnover.
overall
That's a big
athleticism
part
and stuff like
of
that.
blocking shots. Reading the shooter and then timing it perfectly
Playmaking,
to send that
playmaking and
in
shot
reverse.
creator. I
2
can
shots.
dance. I can still dance.
Elbow.
You know, I can blow by some people. You have to be a little bit more patient. You can shoot the mid-range, use 3 ball. You know, you can dunk. Unlike my 3-level scorer, that's the one I'm like, should I bring the 3-level scorer?
And the first one.
Well, that's the other thing is you can change that a little bit more on for what I've seen in videos on 2K21. You should be on next gen. You should be able to
The Magic have gone a somewhat subpar
have a little bit
4-10
more flexibility
on their shots in
with
the
that
second half
build
so far.
in that sense.
Porzingis with the block. In transition,
So you
here
might
comes
get a little bit more speed on that build in 2K21 versus, you know, current gen stuff where you got, you know,
Boy, I like the disposition and
it just doesn't
attitude
make
since
sense to
halftime.
have
They're
those type of
patiently
restrictions
looking
though.
for good shots.
When you got LeBron James
You know, for
barreling down.
Porzingis,
Like LeBron still got
business of the
pretty good
family
speed in
is
year
basketball. His
17,
parents
you know what I'm
played
saying?
at a
So I
very
mean
high
like
level.
let's
His
be a little
older
bit
brother
more
played professionally for over a
realistic to what you
decade.
see going on
The first word
in
that
the game.
Porzingis
Like
said was,
my
"Oh,
career
he's had
is
20
set up
years
for you to try to go for to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah, I know a lot of us play, well not us as in me, but a lot of the community plays the park and the program and stuff like that. So I mean, but the whole purpose of my career is to be Hall of Famer.
And so here's Orlando.
in your universe. When you go to the park, it's a multiverse. So you're playing it. You have. It's basically who's the best Hall of Famer. That's how I look at it. I look at it like, some weird comic book type of scenario like Spider-Man and multiverse. That's how I look at 2K. Once they put it in the park, that opened up the multiverse for us.
Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Because right now, look at it this way. LeBron was the all-time leading scorer. He had
His vertical is awesome off the
3 rings. He has 4 rings in real life. You see what I'm saying? So, because of Prodigy Stars, and I took AD from AD, still is at the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? RJ Barrett went to, yeah, like that. RJ Barrett went to the Pelicans to play with his old teammate Zion Williamson. Trey Young went to the Knicks. So, I mean, like, that's why I call it like a multiverse, because it's like you could do something that 2K, because of you're winning or because of you're losing or whatever the case, most of us win on my career, but, whatever case may be, it shifts something. And then when you go to the park, depending on how good your build is, you're going Hall of Famers against Hall of Famers type of stuff. Because at 85, you should be able to somewhat dominate anyways. So,
The first one falls.
This is as good as it gets from the charity.
plus I gotta.
In the second.
Hopefully they open up the W a little lot more as far as in my career, because that's what I like to do. I like to play face of franchise my career. I didn't. The show had a pretty good one. I had 18 and 19, but PlayStation Plus gave 19 for free. That's why I had 19 in the show. I didn't get 20, and I don't have 21. The show, but I'm not really good at baseball like that. I'm barely good at basketball and football. But yeah, I like my career stuff on any mode. I like to have an identity on the fighting games, on the shooting games, even the racing games. Because I was playing Need for Speed earlier today.
That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
I like to feel like I'm there, like I got some kind of avatar or somebody there that I'm, controlling in that situation.
From 3-point tonight.
Big time throwdown with flavor.
That is
What's up?
nasty.
You heard that?
On that finish.
It's my house. Harrell. The disrespect, man.
Free throw good starts.
He legit did that. I could see him. I could see him doing that. Like, I wish 2K would pay attention to placement when you do it, though.
He's got 6.
Like, sometimes you don't be directly in front of them, facing them when you're doing that crap. So it doesn't come off. It doesn't come off the same way it should. It doesn't come off the way it should in that situation. Like, I should have been like really facing him, and Harrell should have been looking at me and like, this is my house. This is my house type of situation. So
Outlaw kicks to Randall. Dishes to Outlaw. Shoots over Starks.
Outlaw. Nice shot.
Back jumper.
Even though they didn't let me switch when I needed to switch.
Like
Like, they think they're tying you up by doing that miscellaneous stuff. No, that's the whole point of having the controller. That's the purpose of having the controller.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think.
I'm not saying I can't get stopped by a pick or something. I'm saying I know how to dodge a pick. And when you tie them up, like the funny part is, like, you don't even tie it off based on, you don't tie us up based off of bodies. You just tie us up by basically slowing the player down in that situation. No, if he can get around the pick, he can get around the pick. I can get around the pick in real life. Stupid. You know what I mean? And sometimes I don't get around the pick. But you can tell when they're cheating, basically. That's all it is to it. When it's some cheese. I don't even like saying cheese, to be honest with
Gives
you.
him 4,
I guess because
so
I
he's
grew
got
up
to settle down
with
a bit.
a parent, or like with parents that really didn't care about calling lies fibs. They just right out
And
call
the
it out
first down at
lies.
the
So
line is good.
they
Trier,
didn't say
he's checking
stories
for
or
Kevin
fibs. They
Hurd.
just called you out directly and said you were lying. So I don't really be using the term cheese
And
like
both
that.
free throws good for Harrell.
Like Chris Move has
There's a
me
minute
think
34
has me
left in the
think
third.
has me thinking about it a lot of times because he uses it a
Here's
lot of times
Starks.
in his videos, and I
And
watch
foul on
Chris
the
Move
shot.
a lot.
He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Because he's pretty much the GOAT. At least for
Free throw
2K.
good.
He been dropping Madden videos though too.
And both free throws good for Starks. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half.
Hopefully this year he'll be able to drop more
Trier passes to Outlaw.
my career stuff because I like watching.
Porzingis with the
I like
rebound.
sitting around and watching other people's my
Porzingis has
careers.
got rebound number
To be
2
honest with
tonight
you.
with that last one.
I'll sit there and watch Gento, Stack Montana.
Rising and punching it.
I can't remember. I don't watch him very much, but still, Hoodie Sean, I think it's something like that. I can't
Guys, I
remember.
mean, you can see that by the way
You know,
the guys on the bench exploded when it
I
went
bought
down.
King Carter. He kind of got away from my career like that too, though,
Pass to Harrell. Trier in the
which
corner.
is fine. I watch Park too,
Sinks the
though.
triple.
A total defensive
watch Park,
collapse. I
I
mean,
watch
no reason
Param,
to
stuff
allow
like
them
that.
that kind of space from behind the arc.
I don't necessarily always play it like that.
Starks outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And he makes the first.
Some of y'all take it a little bit too serious for me. Like, I'm not making no money off of doing no streams, or I don't have no following, or even if I did, like, I'm not gonna go like, I'm not no try hard or someone that's just like crazy. I'm not gonna sit there and try to make mistakes the whole time of the game either. Like, I don't want to lose either, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be spazzing out or screaming and stuff like that. Like, I'll get frustrated every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this ain't putting no food on the table or anything. So I ain't trying to get too mad or too heated about the situation. I'm just trying to play the game, relax. I gotta go work in the morning type of thing.
Changes here for the Heat. Turner's checked in for Davis. Robinson comes in for Booker. And
So
Starks
that's
is subbed
how
in for
I
Mitchell.
look at it.
The
Like,
Magic also changing it up. Warwick's checked
so
in.
that's another reason
Young
why
is
I
subbed
don't
in
care
for
to play
Harrell.
online, because y'all
Over
do
3.5
be taking it a
minutes
little
through
bit
the
too
final
serious
quarter
for
now.
me.
And so in the game for the Magic,
Like,
they've got
and
also
like
Warren out
it's
there.
crazy to me that you
An
take it that
officially guard
seriously and
position.
you know that the game is like it's kind of playing against a lot
Walker
of
the
us.
pass to Warwick. Turner with the
You
steal.
know that there's latency problems. You know they don't. You know they have
For a
all this
couple
money
years
in the
now,
world
NBA
and
has
won't
released the last 2 minutes report detailing
and won't
missed
fix the
calls in any
servers.
game.
Warwick.
The officials
Like,
to
so
have
I'm
that
getting
information out there.
and people ain't screamed on me like that. Like I said, I don't play that much anyway. But I'm just saying, like, people get frustrated and like, bro,
About the human nature
act like it ain't.
of what we
You
do
be
as
slipping and
broadcasters,
sliding on defense and act like it ain't the game.
I
It's
think
like, what?
it's for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
Passes it to Warren. Back falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got his 7th
Like,
assist of the
obviously,
game
if
with
you
that
see
last one.
somebody go
But he
left
had
1
5
minute and then they are
from
right,
the
then all of a
fourth
sudden they at the right. All of a sudden on your screen or something, like, obviously something's going wrong in that situation. They just pop up on the right,
Terrific shooting.
and then the opposition gets a easy layup, and you like, yo, bro, what's going on? Like, yo, obviously there's some lag in there or something. That's the game. That's not them necessarily. Some people really are trash, but you still have to take into account that
with their offensive execution.
You know,
it's the
defense
game.
drag has really been kept off balance
Like when me and my homie Tyson would play, and we make a he make a mistake or I make a mistake, they say my bad, but like Tyson be like, it's good, it's all good, man. Like it's like, so I rather play with people like somebody like my homie Tyson, cause he be like, It ain't gonna be that big. It ain't gonna be that big of a deal. Plus, neither one of us are like all that great at the game, anyways. As far as that, like my career is my thing, but that doesn't really. Okay, I ain't really do that much on that one. I see why they call it foul, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, my career is like my thing, but that's because it just clicked like midway 2K11 maybe. Like so in the beginning, like it's hard for it to click on 2K10. Some people might have really, might have been able to really like destroy the game of 2K10 when Kobe was on the cover, whatever. But that was one of the hardest 2Ks ever. You start in the G League 40 overall. Now maybe that helped me get better in a way for 2K11 because 2K11 it finally clicked. Plus I did the thing that probably a lot of kids do when they play 2K. Was I wasn't even a kid during that time though. But I mean, I'm just saying a lot of the kids did do. If they're at a team they don't want to be at, if it's not working out, they'll keep trading themselves. I kept trading myself out, and I was trying to figure out a build during that time frame, like a build that would suffice for my career, because we're talking about before Park and all that stuff. So you're not talking about making multiple builds based on different different friends, different modes, stuff like that. We're not talking about for that situation. You're just talking about strictly playing for a team and stuff like that. Because I had small builds to try that out and stuff like that. So and I bounced around on teams and won a championship, and it's kind of like real life when when LeBron wins his first championship and it clicks. You got the championship pedigree. Jordan finally wins his championship. It clicks. You three-peat. Kobe, same thing. So it's kind of like that. 12, I was full throttle. 13's like 2K20, unprecedented type of numbers. I don't think I was dropping, I probably was dropping 40 and 50 and 30 every now and then, something like that. 2K13, I'm dropping 60 consistently. And on. 2K13 all the way up to like 2K, probably 2K17. Because then, then I start leaking up and getting, more into the David Thompson, George Gervin type of numbers, getting that 80 and 70. Not consistently. It still was 60 across the board with, 17, 18. But 19 it started leaking up more to, like every now and then get 80-point games, and then 20 it just blew it off the roof. I'm barely at 90, and I'm already 90 overall, and I'm with this build, and I'm already dropping 180-point games.
7 of 17.
So the maturation process of 2K, just my career. My career is just at least basketball wise, is like something I just finally got. And if I put that effort in Park, probably could be Park's not hard to play. Like I said, it's the servers is a big deterrent for me. A lot of times when you hear Agent, that's another one of my favorite YouTubers to watch and get 2K news from and stuff like that. You hear Agent complaining about that for years. It's like, bro, why can't y'all just fix it, bro? It don't even matter. Y'all make so much money off of us. The price for the game went up even more since it went to next gen. It's still the same price current gen, right? But I'm just saying, price went up more for a PS5 and Xbox Series X. So it's you can't do us a favor and make sure the server. And then you got a big city now too.
just
It's
big
like,
boy
bruh,
right there.
is
The
it?
height advantage he's
It's
got
not
down
valid
low,
for agent
really
to complain.
difficult for them to defend.
iPod, Shake. I always forget about Shake. Shake's another one. Shake gives good news and stuff like that.
And with the
You
lead,
know,
I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball.
it's pretty
to guys
entertaining,
who can
guy
do
too.
something with it.
If
You
it's
know,
working,
but
keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the
it's
pressure
like,
on.
bro, come on,
Catching up on the changes with Miami.
give us a
Drummond
break,
comes in
guys.
for Blake Griffin.
We don't
And
put
Hart
we don't
subbed in
put
for Robinson.
so
Well, guys, this
much
was never
into
really a contest,
the
just
franchise
a total
over the years.
obliteration, if you will. And you
We
can
deserve for
safely
y'all
say
to like,
mission
if you gonna make a
accomplished
city,
now for the
you
Heat.
gonna make a cruise ship, whatever the case may be, because current's gonna be a cruise ship.
Excellent rebounding
It's like,
teams,
bro,
and it was a tough battle underneath all game.
just have the
And I think
servers up to
ultimately
par
that
day
earned
one.
the W.
Period.
And words can
Like, you gonna have
hardly
mistakes every
describe
now
the
and
way
then too.
these
Even
guys
Call of
have
Duty
come
has
out
mistakes like
game
that.
after
Day
game
one,
after
somebody.
game.
Day
And
one
that
mistakes
comment
happen. I
facing
understand
both
that.
conferences. When they hit the 72
But you
mark, they
can,
thought it couldn't
you
continue.
got the money
And when they rewrite the record
to make sure
once
it's
more, they say,
like I said, you made a city,
"We watched it all. What a team."
and then you don't step up your servers.
Continues, guys, as they sweep
So what was the purpose of the city?
4 games to none.
That's impressive on one side, but embarrassing
So
on
that's
the
what
other side.
that's what I'm
Greg.
saying.
And
I
what
mean,
a
personally, I like
tremendous
optics
standout
a lot.
performance it was for Black Hole.
I thought his active hands
I mean,
were a big
that's the
help.
whole.
I mean, he took
Why
some
you think I was
chances on
complaining about the
defense,
colors of my
and the
sleeves
gambles paid off.
earlier
Got a
in the
bunch of
stream?
steals.
It's like
Shots
I like
made by
optics a
Wilson.
lot. I like the my career story.
It's always great to get
Well,
into
not
a
the story
rhythm, but
necessarily. I like the
when
idea.
it matters.
I like the idea because the story sometimes they're so rigid on the personality. I gotta have the same personality as Gento and stuff like that. It's like, dude, some of us actually want to pick why we want to go there. Like, I'm not like 2K19. He was complaining about how he had to play overseas. I always talk about that. Complaining about how I was like, nigga, you weren't that good. I was like, if you transfer that to real life, the average fan that watched you in the league, watch you play college basketball, was thinking, he trying to come out for the draft? Like, we have these talks in real life. That's the type of player 2K19's my career player would have been. You know, this nigga, he going to the draft? He needs to stay another year. I've had legit conversations with people in real life about that. Like, especially like me and one of my friends, we're both Duke fans, and we're like, we felt like, I think it might have been Tyus Jones and Austin Rivers and certain other people in Duke that was like, man, they should have stayed a year. Also, we're thinking we might have been, if you keep certain players together, if they stayed a year, it would have carried over to some of the other big recruits we had, and we might have been able to capitalize on having more championships. So that's the other part of it we're looking at. But some of the players, you look at them like, bro, you ain't ready. And that's what I felt about 2K19. They had the player, and I'm not the type of player that would complain about that type of stuff outwardly, at least. To the like he looking at one of his former, AAU teammates or whatever the case may be, because I don't think they were actually college roommates or anything like that. But
hey man, this is Kenny, man. I thought your coach did a great job on the offensive end to get you open. Getting you into a rhythm was important.
I'm sorry.
What was he telling you before?
I can tell by the story that 2K19 wrote.
Just to be ready. We knew there might be some opportunities that we could exploit. My teammates worked hard to give me the shots on time and rhythm. I appreciate the trust you had in me, man.
You should have stayed in college.
I make the headlines, because
now
that's
you
my
got to play
points,
overseas
but everyone in our
to
family,
get
they
your
do
weight
their part.
up.
They did their part, but you do get the headlines.
And even when he
brother.
played overseas, he got an opportunity to play in a G League. So it was like, you still ain't that good, bruh.
Yeah, baby, get some.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, we had these conversations in real life about players. But my thing about that is, you should be able to control how you deal with that in that situation. In that situation, like maybe you thought you were supposed to get drafted at it. Okay, fine. You didn't get drafted. He didn't even kind of humble it. His character didn't even kind of humble himself. So I'm sitting there like, but we don't have no control over that 2K. I can't humble myself in that situation. That's what I mean. I'm like, yo, I can't humble myself. I gotta be kind of a jerk, a whine. He was whining, but I was like, what? It's one thing to internally do it, you know what I'm saying? Some of us might be like, dang, man, but he really thought he was better. And you were like, are you though? I could be the only one that thought that with the story. A lot of people didn't like the story anyways. A lot of people don't care about playing my career for their stories. If they could day one just be in the park and I think you should be able to grind your badges just as well as in the park then, or program just like as well as you can in my career. But I mean, maybe that's what they do with 2K22 because it's supposed to have some kind of. It's supposed to be able to be a little bit more. You got the seasons mode, and you got quest and all that stuff. So hopefully you'll be able to. If you don't want to play NBA games, hopefully you'll be able to solely. I mean, some people solely play park anyways. But I mean, like, as far as improving your player, hopefully you'll be able to just do that. They did improve on that a little bit over the years, but 18 and 19 was probably the some of the worst grinds as far as having to play my career more. I don't think you should have to play any one mode more than what you want to in that situation. I think you should be able to naturally get better as far as like you're always earning VC anyway, so like you should naturally be able to earn XP or VC or whatever to get better basically as a player. 822, I mean 882 assists. Yeah, this is a low year. Even with 11.5 averaging, which is not my lowest average. How many games I got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I only lost to the 76ers and the Timberwolves so far. And the reason why I lost to the 76ers and the Timberwolves, for some reason they understand if they do heavy interior defense, they can stop me. Honestly, that's not even the blueprint really, because if we can make those shots, then you can't stop me. What happened was my teammates couldn't make those shots either. And I'm like, 2K, AD, Andre Drummond, Miles Turner, Blake Griffin. We have too many big men to combat with Joel. Doesn't matter how good Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are in that game. We have too many people to combat with that, and we have too many shooters. So at some point, even if I'm not, even I still dropped a good because I'm gonna shoot a lot. But just look at the lineup versus their lineup. There's no way in the world we all have an off game. See, that's what 2K likes to play. They like when you lose a game, go back and look at your box score stats, and look at all the plus and the minus. Everybody will be either low in the plus or heavy in the minus. Like your main players will be heavy in the minus, and your and so I might be low on the plus that game because I actually made some shots. I actually was able to assist some people and stuff like that. But and sometimes I'm heavy in the minus too because I just want to be able to make easy shots. It's a layup. It's a dunk. You're like it's contested. So what? Sometimes it's not contested. Then you lose the ball. Then Ben was locking me down like you can move left or right, and you can see Ben being able to slide over all the time. No one's able to slide over the whole game like that for 48 minutes, and he's not even playing me the whole 48 minutes. So it's like, all right, cool. But I always have problems with Ben Simmons. Like I even like I'll take screenshots and on my phone and on my iPad and you know edit pictures and stuff like that and put it on there, and I have a picture of like the top five guys that give me problems on the court, or the top five. Like I had like four different lists of people that either give me problems or I have like or I get up for the game for like Like I wanna play them point guard or something like that. So Ben Simmons, it's usually the bigger guards. Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball was on there, and somebody else. So like, but those are the two that really give me problems a lot. We got to play Dallas. Luka and I try to get Luka on my team. Wrong thing. Hey, you want to come over? He's can't get everybody. He's Romeo Langford from Boston. See, that's the funny part too. Bam won all these championships with us, and he felt like, well, once you start getting all these bigs, you get kind of lost in the sauce to a certain extent. But yeah, he signed up with them. Won 5 championships with me. Jimmy did the same thing though. Jimmy, I think, won 4 championships with me and left when his contract went out. AD, I don't think AD gonna try. I don't think AD gonna leave. No, he's locked up. 2K would have to trade him. He's locked up. Porzingis just came in. Greek had to resign. I don't think Greek had yeah, Greek has 3 championships, so he had to resign. He did an extension probably before his contract went out. Donovan's new for the season. Book new because these guys are ring chasing now. Donovan year 8, Book in year 10. They hungry for that, and they know they can come to Miami and get it. I had DeAndre, but they traded him for Blake, and then so I got him back out of free agency again. Blake won't leave. This is the guy I want to leave. I like Blake Griffin in real life. I don't like playing with him. I don't know what you call it. I don't even know why I have these many bigs on here when that's the reason why I don't like Blake. Is because 2K has a problem with letting bigs make easy shots. They be pump faking and pivoting. Like, bruh, no. No.
We've been talking so much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a moment to thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for 45 episodes in NBA 2K20.
We've had so much.
Like, I guess, like, for a PS4 game, it still takes a little bit, but the percentage went up pretty fast.
The official home of your Miami Heat. Get hip or get stuck.
Ready? Got it.
Oh yeah, this is actually a good game to come to, cause this would be Porzingis yeah, cause we're on the East, so this would be his first game at Dallas. Like, of course we had to play him in the season, but we probably played him. He only played the East. I mean, you only play the West. When you're from the East, you only play the West twice. So we played him in Miami. So this is Porzingis' game back. So this should be a TV game type of situation.
A stunning view of the moon over our broadcast location tonight.
Luka versus Starks. Luka Doncic versus Prodigy Starks. And the unicorn comes back.
We get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. With Brett Berry and Greg Anthony,
Luka Doncic 25. 1.1.
Joining us on the sideline as well.
The steal thing kind of lackluster.
To look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Drummond.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness.
They talking about his block rating going down, but the problem is Andre Drummond comes off the bench, first of all, because you got AD and the Unicorn and the Greek Freak on the starting lineup. So now you're only fighting. Those are the guys in the starting lineup you're fighting with. Rick Carlisle, Coach Rick Carlisle. Anyways, those guys you're fighting with them in the starting position. They're canceling out each other in blocks. And the funny part is, I think Porzingis and AD are leading the league in blocks. Like they're the top two or whatever. But that's what you're fighting against. You're fighting against Giannis is out there, Porzingis is out there, AD's out there. Miles Turner comes off the bench with you. Blake Griffin comes off the bench with you. got 6 bigs fighting the block battle, and that's probably why I'll probably win the Defensive Player of the Year again. Because I'm averaging like 3.8 steals. The only time I didn't get the Defensive Player of the Year was the first 2 years AD was there. So my rookie year I got Defensive Player of the Year. My sophomore year and my third season, let's go ahead and get that started, man. Because that's what I like to do. I like to get y'all in foul trouble too, y'all bigs. I should have looked that up while I was talking, when I was randomly talking about stuff. Should have looked at the records.
Too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies. Kind of a ticky-tack foul there, but you have to be aware that's how the refs are going to blow the whistle tonight.
Now here's Adebayo.
I should have looked at the foul shot record.
Now Doncic goes up with a strike. Good on the jump shot.
He can't hit those mid-range like that. It's just like he was off balance when he did that.
Starks. He's putting on a show for these fans.
That's an odd stat. They just showed how away games, it's not an odd stat, it's just odd how it sometimes translates. He's similar. Doncic, his is not that much of a difference though. Doncic plays better away. Like I said, not much of a difference. It's barely a 1-point difference. Mine's probably, I don't know, mine might be a 5-point difference. I can't remember exactly what mine is. I do play away better in away games for some reason, average-wise.
Just a wonderful effort from Davis on the defensive end with that rejection.
And then Mitchell with the dunk.
You can really tell players that I really like in this league because 2K19 I played with Donovan Mitchell. Prodigy was in Utah. I would have never been in Utah if 2K will let you negotiate properly for contracts. See, that's what I mean by my career and choices and stuff like that. I was going on a rant about that earlier at the end of the game, of the last game. It's like, bro, it was nice that y'all implemented that you can negotiate, but y'all don't truly let us negotiate. When you can't get a player option like LeBron and you have the cachet of LeBron at that point, if you're winning championships like my guys winning, you have the cash. The torch has been passed. First of all, LeBron's retired at this point anyways. So the torch has been passed. It wasn't even passed. I just took it because I Magic Johnson that crap, meaning I've won it in my rookie year.
He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
So I snatched the torch, and then took your best player and won it with him. The second year and the third year. And then you try to get Kyrie to come over there, and y'all had the worst record y'all had in a while. So, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, the choices part, you should be able to do it, like I said, like LeBron did. LeBron came back to Cleveland, and he was able to get a 2-year deal, basically. He didn't have to commit all the way. Now, I've done that, but I didn't get the LeBron type of money. Now, granted, I'll give 2K this. It was after my first season, and normally you don't play, but you didn't make it normal. You didn't give us a normal rookie contract. You used to give us normal rookie contracts, which I don't want you to go back to that crap anyways. But I'm just saying, since you didn't give us a normal rookie contract, nothing that you did previously applies. Then it means whatever the market is asking in that situation, I should be closer to that. And you don't get no 28 million in that situation. I know it don't have nothing to do with VC and stuff like that. I don't care. That's the point, that it doesn't have to do with VC. So my optics, the optics of that number, should look closer to the market. I'm not saying I should make what LeBron's making, but if you win a championship and you come off your rookie year and you happen to have a contract on 2K, I don't get 28. I don't get 27. Everybody on my team is making. I feel like Scottie Pippen, man. Everybody with a shorter contract though. Everybody on my team is making more than me, and it came from a different team. Granted, a lot of these players have played longer than I have. This is only season 6 for me, so I can give you that part of it. But who's the champion out of all these guys? Me. Why do y'all do that? Why is that a glitch even anymore? There's got to be something in the development stage that allows, besides me wasting the timeout, that allows you to the game to jolt back into what it's supposed to do.
And let's take a look now. Anthony Davis's numbers.
Then again, it's not as bad as NBA Live, 16? I think I have that on Xbox One. It will just sit there. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to close out. It won't jolt back into plays. You can press pause. You can't press a timeout. Only thing you can do is press pause and get into the menu, but you can't overturn that. Wait, y'all frustrated, ain't you? Hey, bad aggressive for no reason. It's because you ain't made no points. That ain't sound like a you problem. Not a me problem. You ain't got to foul me, nigga. But yeah, I should be already making 15 million.
Is it getting cold in here, Kevin?
On a contract, basically, at this point. Like, my contract should be going up to 50 million. Because now, like, the Dame Dollar and Westbrook and some of the other players, like, I'll go look at people's contracts. That's how I be knowing that crap. On the game, like, their contracts keep going up. Curry and all these guys. And mine is just, and they're like, well, you signed it. Like, I ain't got no dang on choice. Because 2K made it that way. Like I said, it doesn't affect your VC. Your VC is not going to give you a lot of VC off of a contract. I just want to see the optics. Look, you want to be able to, like, if it's my career, you want to be in line with the other players of the league. And if you're the best player in the league, then you get paid the best in that situation. So I should have been, when that second contract came in, it should have catapulted up to the 35 into the 40 range, basically. And the second contract I did was like a year. It was like 2-year contract, basically. I did it on purpose because I knew they weren't going to give me that much money anyways. So technically, I'm on my 3rd contract, and I think I got like 2 or 3 years on it. I'm not finishing that contract anyways. Honestly, the game might stay up, and I might go back and forth and play it. Well, I won't be going back and forth, but I might every now and then, come back to this and play it just because it'll be nostalgia now more than anything. But once I get rolling with 2K22, I'm not gonna really be coming back too much on it. Doesn't mean I'll delete it though. Unless I need space. If I need space, that'll be one of the games that's gotta go.
Most players would give anything for that kind of earning.
But he's not giving it away. He wants to keep it all for himself.
Maybe we should call the maintenance crew. He's trying to tear the rim off.
Cause I still got 2K13, but see that was a different era. You didn't take. You don't take up that much memory on PlayStation 3.
Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
I probably have 20 plus
passes it to Doncic. From
hard copies. That's what we were doing. We weren't downloading games like that. PS3 era. You got Blu-ray disc. Plus, I worked at Kmart, so I just go into work that day and buy. During that time, I would just buy the game the day of. Well, 2K's coming out. I know my job's gonna have it. Buy Madden the day of, buy college football the day of, buy 2K Call of Duty the day of.
And you know what, Greg?
Because I could.
He's not even thinking about kicking it out.
Oh, his competitiveness right now is why the teammates love him.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's
all the way.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
All white, like I'm heavenly.
Especially in the playoffs, Brent, so much can change when a player gets in a foul trap. See the league ever modifying that foul out rule?
I know that they do that in the summer league where you
ain't nobody on this live, is
10 fouls is elimination, but it's a technical every time. I don't see the league doing that. I think it's
I blame my homie Tyson and Stephon for streaming because it got me hyped to stream tonight because they were streaming.
For what it is that they're doing on the floor, and if they're overly aggressive, you should be penalized for playing.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
2 shots.
Free throw good, starts.
It's a green light.
And both free throws good for Starks.
And they've been the more physical team offensively, seeking contact, looking to score in the lane, and getting to the
personal foul.
And Black Hole's going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And so here is Dallas. Here's Andrews. A 14-point game for him in the win against New Orleans. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Starks.
That's all. Let's go.
Dallas, no good that time either.
Team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
I should just got it to my player. I couldn't force that situation like I wanted to.
Does a good job there of surveying the floor and being ready to deliver the pass.
Now, here's Starks.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Closely.
Love seeing a point guard.
Feels just like practice, huh, Bam?
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Bam feeling all nostalgia as I dunk on him. That's how I used to do you in practice, huh?
Oh, and a fast break for the Heat.
Okay, don't pass it. Thanks.
And we're going to have a jump ball
break.
tied up there.
You 2 players.
We can sense a jump ball is coming, but for some reason, sometimes they will not let you escape out of that. They will just hold you into that animation.
Mavericks trail by 21.
And I'm talking about before the player actually grabs the
pass to
ball.
Harkless.
I'm not talking about once they grab it, ain't nothing you can do about getting out of the jump ball.
Good deciding where to go with it. Pocket 4, and it's Justice Winslow with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Blake.
1:51 left to play in the first quarter.
I'm surprised Winslow didn't stay. Well, he been under contract. I was surprised they didn't try to trade him.
Here's Baldwin.
Well, they probably tried. There's been trade rumors for certain players. Those died out this season because, well, we only traded a few people.
And it's Drummond missing.
That's how we got Josh Hart and
outside Hood,
Goodwin, and somebody else.
Pass to Andrews. Shot from 16. The shot, no good. Now the Heat take it the other way.
Which is fine, as long as you don't take the core players that I asked for to come in. I mean, honestly, all you're doing is taking away their opportunity to win a championship once you trade them out.
Dallas has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside.
Come on, man.
Outside Hood for three.
That's off.
Rebound Andre Drummond.
Press it up.
Drummond's got his fifth rebound
Oh,
in
you
this
got two
one.
people waiting. I could have passed that off if you. I could have passed it
Not a lot of resistance
to Book if
they're taking full advantage.
well, Book act like he didn't want it anyways. That's why I didn't pass it to him. I passed it late and changed it how I was going to deal with that situation. How I was going to approach it. Pass it early when I asked.
Melly passes to Hood.
Then maybe Book's still in front of me, and I actually can get him to. I actually can guide him where I want him to go in that situation. Go ahead and take the high percentage shot.
Miami controlling the game.
Bench now.
And here is Robinson. Winslow with it. Just 3 on the clock. That one's not going to go. And so it's the Miami Heat ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Right back after this break. Andre Drummond says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do.
All right, enough of you, Andre. Let's go.
Going with the whole new group on the floor. Brent, talk about the length of the season.
Mind the lane.
Silver is also considering proposals to shrink the season. What do you think?
I think it'd be interesting. I'm not sure financially how the league goes back from an 82-game season and ticket sales and revenue and television and how they kind of unwind what it is they've agreed to. But 70 games
to get another controller just to be able to switch off.
The elevated play of the star players on a nightly basis.
Just to be able to switch off. I got a charger.
Get stars to appear in every game and not be sat out for load management and things like that.
That's the problem though. Like controllers actually have always been expensive.
Then there's Luka Doncic. Then it's Langford.
Comparatively to the games or just like accessories should not necessarily cost around the same or more than the game.
He scored an amazing number of points, and his percentage was impressive, making a number of his free throws and field goal attempts. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game.
I don't know if I'll get the red or I'll probably get the red and the black at some point. Just to have another one on deck.
Unstoppable.
At this point, you don't really need multiple ones. You need multiple ones just to, because you might be playing for hours or something like that. You don't really need multiple ones for people to come over your house or something like that. This is not like when I was growing up. And you
found the stroke, folks. Continues to knock down shot.
starts. And you going over to homie's house to play the game, whatever. Or you bring your controllers or something like that, so you can have more controllers or something like that. Most of the time, you gonna play. If you're playing with the homies, you gonna play online anyways.
And that's game 2 of this string of 4 games played at home.
Nice block. Let's go. Should have cuffed that. Nah, who cares? So you guys gonna take.
Griffin's checked in for Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay. They didn't take Greek out. I was about to say.
Lions covered by Starks. 5 to shoot. Here's Lions.
I wouldn't even try to steal that one. 2K was the one that kept that energy where the ball is loose and everything. I just kept trying to move my player forward to get it, since that's what was happening, and they still wouldn't let you. They still didn't truly let you fight for the ball after on that one. Like me or Blake didn't get that one. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
And you see Langford's ability as a facilitator, great court awareness.
Here's Stark.
You thought it was just sweet out here. You just gonna shoot a jumper on, you gonna shoot the 3 on me like that? 2K not even gonna acknowledge the contest. It's a straight green light. Fine, we got this. Sauce them up and just dunk on them. Cause who gonna get the Sports Center highlight at the end of the day? Prodigy is. Get out of here, bud.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face.
Disrespect. I wish they would show stats on dunks, man. Like actual stats, like, cause man, on 2K, man, like they show it on your box score and stuff like that, but like they don't show it on your actual the league leaders and your player stats and stuff like that, your career. So man, it would be ridiculous. My average, how many average dunks I have, how many dunks I have in a season, how many dunks I have in a career.
At this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this.
That's what they should do too. I would like to see some next gen stats type of situation. That's pretty cool that they did that. They're doing that in Madden when you actually get an effective playoff. But that's pretty cool though. That they do that. You let it fly, and then they have he actually attacked. He hesitated though when you attacked, so you got blocked.
Dallas shooting 38% in the second quarter.
Okay.
They look a little bit confused.
Clearly wasn't moving like that, or wasn't trying to move like that. When I go for the attack to steal, I expect to be on the side the side I was actually pursuing. Meaning I shouldn't be a second late attacking the ball.
He has really established a low
But
post
whatever.
presence.
I get bodies. Call me Mr. Funeral. A monk. Well, actually, that's not the moniker I use. That's not one of the monikers I use. Because I didn't want to take Fabulous. Shout out to Fab, one of my favorite artists. I didn't want to take his nickname. I just call myself the Silent Killer.
Maybe there are ways to contribute that don't involve shooting the basketball. That's the best way.
Well, one of not the most frequent name that I use.
Defensively, they are in
Black Hole's the frequent name I use because that's what's in the game. Of course, Prodigy stars Black Hole, HNIC, Silent Killer, the Mini Wilt.
There's 37 seconds
The slash guy.
left in the second quarter.
I use that a lot. When I'm making these when I'm editing these photos. I gotta do one today or tomorrow of that stat line that I had against Magic offline though. I took a screenshot of him. All I did was at the end of the game they're celebrating or something like that, and he was pounding his chest. And I just went to instant replay, backed it up, got the angle I wanted to do. After getting around the ref was in the way. At the actual angle I wanted.
having a hand up in your face makes such a difference.
Took it and shared it on Twitter.
As good as you can do without getting a block there to defend.
And so it's Miami.
Then I'm gonna just, do something with it. Then I need to do one where
Don't go anywhere.
I'm basically saying that I'm going to play 2K22. You know how they did the player ratings? I need to do one with a player rating for my player. Just say 85 question mark type of thing, because we never get to truly start the way we want to start. Like, you got these guys coming in the league right now. Like, what's the highest one? The rookie, Jalen Green and Suggs and all these guys, they're like 79, 77 in that range. Man, 2K would never give us 77 off the rip. They so preoccupied with us being 60. Man, my cousin, when he came in the league, Tremont, when he came in the league, he was like 69, 71, something like that, 70, something like that. Second rounder, number 51 overall. So I'm like, bro, like, I know you want us to grind and all that stuff. That's fine. We cool with the grind, you know, at points, you know. But like from a my career standpoint, not even that. Just cause part two, man. You don't want to be 60 and apart.
Take a break. Take a break.
So that's the other thing. You don't want to be 60 and apart.
Season 1 to season 2, and given the role and responsibility for that player.
Like I said, like I alluded to in the first place, it's a multiverse. You don't want to be the worst nigga in the multiverse.
That's growth.
Like, what? Yo, get out of here.
Right, and he's not trying to do things that he wasn't capable of doing when he came into the league last year. He's understanding more of where it is.
So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, come on. You're comparing yourself to the actual players, and like I said, my cousin, 69, 71, something like that was his rating coming in 2 years ago, 2K20, the game I'm playing right now. That's the first time he was in the game. And he didn't get in. He didn't get into the game until the third patch or something like that. Cause they didn't put G League player. I'm like, bro, you know who got in there. Like, he was drafted on the actual team. Yeah, a two-way play. He was a two-way player, but like, he got drafted on a team. So you should have known to put him on. He had already went to scanning and stuff like that too. So you should have already been on the game. Him and Taco. Even though we know Taco went drafted, but I'm just saying, like, you had to wait. So he wasn't even, like, he's not even the build that I'm doing right now. He's not even on the roster on any of the rosters on this build. All my other builds. Well, maybe not all my other builds, because I made a paint beast too. My paint beast probably doesn't have. He's probably not even on the roster.
They double him with Langford. The shot by nobody around. The good-looking shot from the wing.
That's another area where Antetokounmpo is looking
like, I wanted to get that pass off
catch and shoot jump shot
like that, but then I realized that ain't the guy you want shooting like that. Like, he can hit it every now and then. That wasn't really a third. That was just a longer mid range.
And we did. And we rebuilt it. Even over here, we
Starks. The 60. Shout out to Oscar Robinson and Will. That's what I do it for.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. The Mavericks have gotten
even though Oscar
5 second-half shots to fall, 80% since the break.
Well, the reason why I say Oscar and Will, because Oscar averaged 30.
He kicks it to Doncic. And Dallas again with the bucket.
I mean, his average doesn't actually come out of 30, but I'm saying he can drop 30 or more back in the day. And Will Starks could too. Will dropped 50. Shoot, Will dropped 100 in the game. That's why I call myself the mini Will. Because my season high is 126 this season. I think my career high is probably like 130, 140 something probably.
And it's Booker in for Donovan Mitchell.
You'd be like, how can you do that? Like, dude, you really don't be trying to do that. I don't be trying to score 100. It's just get there. You just be trying to dominate.
And how about just
the team.
To the rim on that
like, you want to get in your bag. Like, this build, I want to dunk. You gonna see me dunk. If you get tired of me dunking, so what? That's what I want to do with this build. With my playmaking and shot career,
passes it to Melly.
you're gonna see a lot of dishes,
from three-point range.
a lot of mid-range, a lot of dunks, a lot of, well, not a lot of threes because you have to mix and match. So you have to figure out the balance. You got to kind of play like Chris Paul, Devin Booker did to a certain extent. You got to kind of shoot your mid-range a little bit more than your three to try to pull that off. Same thing with my three-level scorer. You're gonna see a lot more. The flow game is just easier too for those guys. Because my three-level scorer, he's in Sacramento, and De'Aaron Fox that was just a match made in heaven for my three-level scorer. Like he can pass anytime he wants to, get the points that he needs to get. De'Aaron Fox is feeding him, so off the ball is crazy. So I mean, like my playmaking shot creator has to play more of a role like this build, even though he's playing the two. Because I got Tremont starting, but Tremont is my cousin is very pass first. In that situation, I'm like attack with all of my builds, whether it's shooting or whether it's slashing or whatever the case may be. I'm attacking.
Just give Langford the ball and let him do his thing.
I'll be honest, I thought there's no way that he's missing that close. That's a bunny.
So I don't like that setup stuff. Like we're not playing real actual basketball. Yes, it's simulation and stuff like that, but I ain't trying to set up no. I'm not trying to stand. I'm not trying to do what LeBron and a lot of these guys do in this era. Stand on there and try to ISO for the first 15 seconds of a 24-second clock. You can tell the way I'm playing right now. That's how I'm able to wedge that many points in there. I'm not wasting no clock on 24 seconds. It's very rare I get a 24 violation.
It's hauled in by the Heat. Turner's got 4 rebounds in this game. And it's
nice dish.
time on the assist by Starks.
Good for you paying attention.
Starks has got his 6th assist on the night.
A little razzle dazzle. A little showtime.
Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime.
For it to truly be showtime, it would have to be a no look. That wasn't much of a no look. You gotta do what Magic be looking the opposite way and dish it to somebody. You know, like, this is the Worthy, this is the Kareem, this is the, you know, all those, that loaded team that they had in the 80s.
Boy, he is ferocious on both ends of the floor. Great energy player who can finish in the paint with the best of them. Very quick on his feet and can cover a lot of
my paint bees, I literally just be trying to.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks.
I think that's my worst build. And it's not the build, it's the team. I've said this before on streams too. I would not go to the Knicks I will never go to the Knicks as a big man again. Unless they let me play like Shaq. Which at points, like in the beginning of the game, they have you struggling in the paint, trying to put up numbers and stuff like that. Your teammates don't want to pass the bigs on the game because it's not a big dominated game in this era no more. So no one's looking to actually initiate that stuff in there. But if they initiate to you first, you can kick it out. Shaq kicked out a lot of things. Shaq was an excellent passer. A lot of these guys, these bigs in that era still was feeding the ball outside. It's called inside outside. It's a real simple, easy concept. You get a lot of people. You get the attention on the big man, so you can kick it out, and it would work. It would still work in this era too, because y'all niggas like to shoot threes.
Here's Langford. He's got 13.
So if you can dominate with some of the bigs you have, like obviously some of these bigs can't do that anyways. If you have an Embiid, you could probably do that crap. Only problem is you got a Ben Simmons who can't shoot a 3, or doesn't even want to shoot a 3 to save his life.
Starts the pass to Porzingis, and the 3 ball is good.
So your 7-3 guy can shoot 3-pointers, huh? That must be cool.
But you gotta. If you got an Embiid or Jokic, you could do that. Obviously, if you had Shaq, you could do that crap too.
let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk.
Starks.
Lightning.
That's why it's harder for me to. I got two bigs on this game. I got a power forward that's like an offensive facilitator or something like that. I can't remember what it's called.
And that's what the fans, they want to see it.
And I got a paint beast. And he can drop 50. He can drop 40 and 50, but those points come in later, and while the Knicks have been playing around with their crappy guards.
Starks.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Actually, that build might not even be all the way to its potential, too, though. Like, it's got majority of its matches, but I probably still have somewhere to grow in those. It's not like this build, my slashing playmaker, my playmaking shot creator is 99, and my 3-level score is 99. Those three are 99. My offensive threat is the newest one, so he ain't even. Well, he's like 90, 89, something like that. I don't even play with him that much. It's in Charlotte. Like, that one was really late in the, are we talking about last year? Like, I didn't make any new builds this whole 2K21 series time, because this is 2K21 time. I didn't make any new builds because I was anticipating trying to get a PS5. I didn't care about making no more new builds on 2K20. The builds that I have were the builds that I had from around this time going into 2K21. So probably March of maybe March or May in that range in 2K20. I probably was making that offensive threat build in Charlotte and building it up.
Is this the best method to deter teams from going over the cap, overspending, and outspending smaller markets?
You're hitting the nail on the head, Kevin, because for some teams, as much as you said it's tough for some teams to swallow, there are other teams
Rookie of the year versus
that
Rookie of the year.
And they're willing to go as far as they need to go in order to put a championship team on the floor. It seems to be working, but
you gotta stay out the paint, bro. Read the scouting report. Donovan Mitchell excited for me. That's disrespectful.
Some teams, but there are still teams that are willing to spend, Kevin. That's really tough on small markets.
You could have prevented that. You up holding it out your hands. Like, dude, move out the paint. Like, you didn't even try to defend yourself. You just took it.
And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for the Dallas
just took the dunk. Like, that's how deep in the paint you were. It's like, bro, no.
Carter Williams can't get it to go.
I might have been able to press triangle.
Starks.
Well, they probably would have made me overdo it. Sometimes triangle is mad aggressive for no reason. And they don't give you the benefit of the doubt of just actually staying in front of the guy. Like, you jump to the side or somewhere else. Like, dude, no. Yeah, I understand you got a left hand controller that moves your player, but when you press triangle, you should be staying. You should try to block it, not jumping to the side.
Scoring the basketball, the defense has had literally no effect.
But I get blocks. I don't get that many blocks. I got like 100, 99, something like that. Wow, didn't get that still. That's interesting.
Carter Williams dishes to Grant. Back to Carter Williams. Hits it from three-point range.
And they get rewarded for that.
Williams has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Like, you could literally see my player trying to get it, and
the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
A few players now host
that makes total sense.
Participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Thoughts on that?
He wasn't gonna let me fully finish that though.
For our fan base and for our players to
embarrass me enough.
Conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over, and you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior or you're a college player, and you're listening to some of the things that
that's what I've always talked about too. Just having a natural control over what's going on in your my career. I understand you only got us controlling one player, but just having, I think they should, the AI, your teammates should know exactly what's going on. Like, this is season 6, bro. Most of these guys have played with me majority of this tenure. Like, AD's played with me all 5. I mean, not all 5 of the 6 seasons that I've been there. Everybody should know Blake's played for me majority of the time too. Everybody should know Bruce Tempo. I think Blake's played 5 of the 6 seasons with me too. When you rebound, pass it to the guards. I mean, we got plenty of people that can handle the ball in that situation. So pass it to the guards because we're going to attack the basket. We're not going to be enamored with shooting the 3. We can. Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, AD can stretch it out a little bit. KP, you just saw I dished one to KP earlier.
I mean, you just
third quarter or whatever.
Are they thinking ahead in terms of saying,
I don't think so.
Winslow can shoot it a little bit.
Reaction. I mean, you're out there running around and doing what you do, and you get a whistle. You're going to react to it like, I did something wrong. Why am
I got you with a follow. Can you sub my YouTube channel?
I know you saw it. Everybody does.
It's always something, man.
I try to avoid that, Kevin.
I don't mind following people, but god dang it, man.
And your reputation.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive.
It's always something, man. With that.
Is impressive.
That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped putting sub for sub on my stuff.
2 shots. Foul.
Cause to me, it don't even grow your channel. I'm just gonna be real with you. It don't grow my channel. Doing sub for sub. It doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit me in views. It doesn't benefit me in subscribers. So I don't have like.
Carter Williams with the bucket. Carter Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the flow.
I don't have like a good feeling about that kind of crap because it doesn't mean that I'm gonna
I think it is, Greg.
Get any views off of somebody doing that. Like, I'll follow you, but I mean, like,
for the field since the beginning of the 4th. Grant the bounce pass. Fade away. That shot off.
like I said, it don't benefit my channel by doing that.
Starks. Another basket. That's 91. An incredible feat.
This is just flat out insane.
And the Mavericks with possession here. Carter Williams kicks to Doncic.
And people leave my channel anyways. My subscribers have gone down at points.
When a team hires a new coach,
not very much.
Tends to be the feeling
down to
of the players in that locker.
To what it is right now.
A new voice.
If you are a
so even when people say they sub to you, they don't stay on there anyways.
More than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that
don't really have a good taste in my mouth about sub for sub.
Have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them, and how it is he's going to go about them. Then all the other things about guesswork, those go away.
All about communication.
That communication and communication as quick as you possibly can. That's an important factor.
Yeah. Take a break. Take a break.
Yeah.
2 shots.
The first one falls. You know, Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest?
See, that's the other reason why I don't. That's the other reason why I don't like doing sub for sub. Then it'll be people that have a following that's asking me to get. So now I'm just another chump
forget about
number.
when it is that the media is
When
asking you
like,
questions. Most
see
players
how
are
it doesn't
taking
it benefits you,
to
but it
their
doesn't
social
benefit
media
me.
accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited
Shout out
by
to you,
somebody
though, for
with regards to a question. They can
doing
expound
nothing
on
for me.
whatever it is
Thanks.
that they were feeling at that time, and that helps them to control the message.
I hate to have a cynical or sarcastic view in that
going
situation,
to continue to grow.
it is what it
players
is.
now signing shorter contracts and free
Or
agency.
negative
We'll talk
review
about
or
this.
whatever in
Does
that
it make
situation.
it harder or easier for the super team?
Well, I think it makes it easier because all of a sudden a star
That's why I
player
don't
from another
stream
team
very
becomes
much. It's
available
like,
that
that's
you
why I don't
could
stream
latch him on
consistently
to
anymore
somewhere
and
else.
stuff
Any
like that.
examples you could throw out there?
Because of stuff like that. That be discouraging at points. It's just like, oh wow.
3 or 4 years with
Sub
some
for
of our
sub,
star
and then
guys.
you got more subs
I
than
don't
me,
fault
and
them
I'm just
because
like
they're
a
getting
little
smarter.
notch.
Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the
So,
very
meanwhile,
few
your
times
channel's
that you
growing,
have a
mine's
say
not.
in your career as to where it is that you're going to play, and more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially you can make.
And playing for a championship.
For a championship, for potentially the opportunity to play with somebody who you've always thought you could either elevate their play or they could elevate yours. This is not going away anytime soon.
An incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Floats one. He takes it up and lays it in. Carter Williams has got 9 points now in just the second half.
And not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats do you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage.
Did it say I had? Oh, there's my field goal percentage. I was like, God,
which is everything shooting free throws.
I shot 45 times. That ain't no surprise. I thought they were talking about. I'm at the line, so I'm thinking they talking about free throws. I'm like, ain't no way in the world I shot 40. I don't even remember missing any free throws. That's the other thing I'm looking at. I'm like, ain't no that many dang free throws.
Now shooting's important around the league, as if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing
I've shot
basketball, you
23
grab a ball, you
free
go
throws,
towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued.
That's what I lead the league in.
Field goal
Points,
percentage is tremendous, with
steals,
shooting percentage
assists,
being off
barely.
And doing
Assists
some
this year.
dirty work on the offensive glass.
And then fouls it up, Greg, with heavy-duty jam on his mind with a terrific putback. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Daniel Tice. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
Well, the defense has failed to cut off any of these driving lanes, which is why they're resorting to fouling him, and he's hurting them from the charity stripe.
Starks with the steal.
So you not even trying to get in front of me.
Nice.
I knew you weren't gonna do nothing. You just stood there. I was like, oh crap, he ain't even gonna do nothing with it. So at least you passed it back off. But I needed an assist off of that. I'm trying to get assists too. Even though I'm preoccupied with buckets at the same time. Well, not preoccupied with buckets. I just know that I can get buckets way more than passing it to y'all.
Y'all you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Y'all nonchalant, basically.
Player salary is obviously a large investment, Brent. What are some other investments
okay, love to make y'all pivot in
make to help their team get better?
Pump fake.
Massive one, Kevin, obviously, is in terms of your players' wellness and what it is that you're doing with your physical therapy staff.
For taking away my rebound. I clearly could have got that rebound.
Available at the best and maximum potential physically that they can give you. A lot of teams, quite frankly, in the past couple of seasons, Kevin, looking into other ways, holistic therapies, mental approach that they can have mental wellness for their players as part of their programming. So teams that think you build some beautiful practice facility and just let the guys go bounce the ball around and shoot are absolutely missing. They're missing the boat on what it is that their players require, need, and need to be complete as people.
Yeah, the defender
4 or 5
all
the
over.
last game. Maybe even more than that.
And the first one at the line is good. And both free throws good for Starks. And so Grant will bring it up for Dallas. Starks with the steal. And here they come. The finish. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And how much do you love to see a guy with
that just lets you know I know what I'm doing with steals in that situation. The fact that I switch off of my guy to attack you, that lets me know I know, and I press square once like I always do.
Grant outside.
Like there's times where I press it more than once. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not spamming it. That's the difference.
Keeps Drummond engaged defensively.
Hey,
He
don't
doesn't
make
want
that
to
one.
let any shots go in.
I'm not saying you gotta make every shot, but God dog it, man. That's like an in rhythm transition, mid range, easy shot for Josh Hart. That's in his arsenal. Like it's hitting too many checks on that in the boxes in that situation for him not to make that shot.
Now the pass to Stewart. Just 5 on the clock.
Defense not
missed by the Mavericks. Miami's gotten all but one of the 3-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far.
That's what we do. Layups in that situation.
That's one of the
Appreciate that, 2K.
He is
Clearly wanted to do a layup.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
When nobody's near me.
Here's Carter Williams.
Nice
and
block.
sent back
Let's go.
by Turner. Ahead.
Don't cheat.
And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
I deserve that because you didn't give me my assist before.
But completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's
That's another reason why I like using the stick.
So many
The X will make you make some stupid mistake after that.
And that helps get the rhythm going.
X might pass it backwards for all you know.
And he banks in the layup.
Like what the heck? The stick ain't that. Honestly, the stick ain't all that great either. Because sometimes you pass it forward and they don't pass it forward. They pass it to the side sometimes. Sometimes you're just not pressing the stick right either though. I'll acknowledge that. Sometimes you be thinking you pulling it forward and you pushing it sideways. So I'll acknowledge that. But most of the time you know where you're pushing the stick.
Left in the fourth quarter.
Considering you have to use the stick for dribbling and shooting. Most of the time, you know where you're moving the stick.
Now here's Harkless.
Come on, man.
Closer.
Come on, I didn't get on the right side to try to steal that. That's off.
Offline with his 3.
Push the tempo.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Heat.
This was a team performing.
You're supposed to catch me while I'm in rhythm running. You're not supposed to be catching me while I have to stop and make sure you're giving me the ball.
We'll soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think
that's why I had to turn around and do all that crap. It's like, bro, just pass it to me when I'm in rhythm. When I'm in stride.
We were astounded. And then now the wins continuing to pile up in what's been truly a remarkable and special season.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief.
I didn't know if you was going to go all the way.
And we watched one guy
hesitating, bro.
Guys, and look at
that's why it was a needle threader, because I didn't get it. I had to hesitate my pass. I didn't know what you was going to do.
It's obvious how well that he can see the.
If you did it right, we might have an and one.
He'll find it.
We might actually have some points.
Turner is impressive.
2 or 3 points. Now you only got 1 because you can't even make a free throw. They free, baby. Okay, come on. We're gonna do these dumb switches. Like I guard big. See, at least if I'm 6'7", 6'5", somebody, it makes me also versatile when they switch. And you know, 2K just switches for no reason. Like, bruh, that is not a reason to switch. Just stay on your man.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
If you can, sometimes if you just concentrate on that person that you on instead of switching, you don't make some of the mistakes that they make in real life.
He hits both from the strike.
They be so ready to switch.
34 seconds left in the fourth
These
quarter.
niggas be getting shot on starts like that.
But the truth is, they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight. Getting out on the road, playing with a freshness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Pass to Stewart. Tice kicks to Adebayo. Here's Carter Williams. He gets that one.
Yeah, that's not a defensive breakdown. That's you not accurately let me jump in the way in that situation. He can still make it. He's 6'7". See that my argument is not being able to block him in that situation. If he's Chris Paul, that's a block to me. If you make me jump in the right direction, it's a block. That's not my argument. My argument is when I'm there, let me perform properly in that situation. Jump straight up in front of him like I was. I was behind him. So then when he comes up to shoot, I go up. But he's taller than me, so he still can get away with the shot. He's 6'7". I can negate it some. I don't have interior defense, but I do have a vertical. You see, that's my other problem. 2K doesn't acknowledge your vertical in that moment. Your vertical matters in that situation. Obviously, even in real life at my height, I don't have interior defense because I'm smaller than you. But at the same time, me having a vertical can help me block you. I have blocked people taller than me.
Hey, Shaq here. Another game, another double-double. If you had to choose, which is the greater value to this team, your passing or your scoring?
7 now, double-doubles for the season?
Definitely the passing, man. And that, when guys feel more involved in the offense, that bleeds over to other areas of the game as well. Suddenly guys defend harder, run the floor faster, pound the glass. For me, it's about spreading the ball around so everyone gets a taste and feel parts of what we got going on here.
You want to keep your
That's right, baby. Everybody eats. Barbecue chicken alert.
The other option is like makes the chemistry go down. Like that don't even make any sense. Like if it was a clearly selfish answer, like on 2K13 and some of the older ones, they had 4 options where you can legit say something that you probably shouldn't say, and fine. But yeah, this is going to be the end of my broadcast. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. AOKid23 is the channel, and I'm out.